Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am at the Atlanta airport in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm getting ready to fly on an Airbus A330 to Salt Lake City. Come along with me. I'm at the eastern end of the Atlanta airport today, and things are rather quiet, but for me, excitement is building because I'm getting ready to fly on a wide body today. I'm headed right to my gate because I'm part of the first boarding group and I want to take advantage of my large seat in the Delta One cabin. This is my A330-300. Today my flight is leaving from the Econ course here in Atlanta. I'm headed over to Salt Lake City today. I'm hub hopping from one Delta hub to another. Now boarding the Airbus A330. Today, I'm seated in seat 6A and I placed my bags in the overhead bin and took a moment to be thankful for this spacious seat. The seats are in a reverse herringbone arrangement. Herringbone is a V-shaped weaving pattern and is very similar to a fish skeleton. In a reverse herringbone arrangement, window seats are angled towards the windows. The legs of the seat go under the side table of each seat. I'm actually delayed about 1 hour, so I'm going to have a night departure. I wanted to bring you a daytime departure, but it'll have to be in the evening due to today's delay caused by delayed aircraft cleaning. While I love the privacy that these seats offer, the seat itself is too far from the windows and the windows are too small. But I do have 3 windows to myself, which makes up for that. Each seat has its own large monitor, and there's an extra large screen at the front of this cabin displaying flight information. A headset, reading light, and power outlets are found at each seat. This is a pandemic times flight, and there's no pre-departure beverage. My entertainment for the time being is watching the jet bridge being removed from the aircraft. The jet bridge was connected to the second door on the left side of the plane before the wing. This means that I turned left when I boarded since I'm in a Delta One seat. Passengers in other cabins turn to the right to get to their seats. To view the TV screen, you need to pop it out to view it properly because it sits at an angle along with the reverse herringbone seats in the cabin. As we push back, the safety video plays. It's dark outside as we work our way from the gate. Inside, the cabin lights are kept on until the flight attendants make sure that the cabin is secure for departure. Let's briefly listen to the cabin sound as we begin our taxi to the runway. Once everything was set in the cabin, the flight attendants dimmed the cabin lights to equalize the light inside with the darkness outside. The interior does not have the soft mood lighting like a new A350 or 767. Here's a 767 under tug for repositioning on the field at ATL. It's a struggle to take these videos from the A330 window because the window seat itself is kind of far away from the window, so I have to stretch my arm to keep the camera against the window. This is all because of that reverse herringbone seat layout. Yes, I have the privacy from the aisle by being angled toward the window, but I'm still too far away to be comfortable seeing out and taking photos or videos. Despite this aircraft being only 6 years old, this layout is an older layout and I haven't really seen it incorporated on newer aircraft. We're about to take off on runway 8 right, a 9,999 foot long runway. This aircraft is being powered by 2 GE CF6 high bypass turbofan engines. Listen to that sound as the captain applies takeoff thrust. I love the sound, but I don't think that crying baby does. This A330-300 has a range of over 6,000 miles, much more than needed for our hop over to Salt Lake City today. It's a big plane with a wingspan of over 197 feet, a length of over 208 feet, and a height of over 55 feet. It takes a lot of power to get us and the 293 passengers aboard airborne. Flying for me is not just about the experience inside the plane, but understanding and taking in the view. I'm excited to be sitting on the left side of the aircraft tonight because it will afford me some great views of downtown Atlanta. Like so many people flying out of the Atlanta airport, I had no opportunity to visit the city on this trip as this is a connection airport for me, so I'll make my urban connection from the sky. Our departure from ATL will utilize an airspace departure fix to the northwest tonight, so we'll need to turn to the left to proceed on course. Our first turn is to the north, and this heading allows us to keep the city in sight. From there, we turn further to the west while staying north of the city. The Atlanta TRACON, or Terminal Radar Approach Control Facility, is ensuring that we do not get in the way of arrivals to Atlanta from the northeast, so we're kept below them until we're clear of the city, and then we can climb higher. The Atlanta TRACON controller hands us off to the Atlanta Air Route Traffic Control Center as we proceed on course. I need to take a break from holding the camera at an arm's length up against the window. Let's look at the interior of this plane at night. The very large in-flight entertainment screen has a great graphic of where we are and our proposed route, mimicking what's on the large screen in the front of this cabin. There's also a plentiful selection of movies and shows to watch, but I'm an airplane guy, so I stick to the map and flight information at all times. I'm going to make a quick trip to the forward lavatory before meal service arrives at my seat. We're in a pandemic, so it's important to wash your hands regularly, even after using the sanitizing wipe that the flight attendant handed me at boarding. The lavatory has better lighting than the cabin itself, with soft blue hues. There's hand lotion and soap in the lavatory, and the space is of a decent size. Before meal service comes, I'm going to try the lie-flat functionality of my A330 seat. The seat goes 180 degrees flat to help you get some sleep. Because this flight is sold as a first-class ticket, even though it's a Delta One seat, there's no bedding that's offered. But how often do you get a chance to fly domestically in a lie-flat? I'm going to try to get some shut-eye. Guys, I just can't do it. Even though this is a flight that's operating during the nighttime, it's still not sleeping hours, so I need to put my seat back up again because I need to check out the view. It's time for first class meal service. Because we took off late and I wanted something on the sweeter side, I opted for the superfood grain bowl. The other options were a salad or a sandwich. Gone during the pandemic are the more elaborate hot meals. I'm assuming this is a temporary change. The food is served in a box that's fully enclosed that you have to open yourself, and the whole meal is in one box. As we progressed, we passed by the city of Denver before crossing the Rocky Mountains. About 30 minutes prior to landing, the captain made his final airborne announcement.
To Salt Lake City. I think we'll be touching down about 30 minutes from right now at the gate very shortly after that. We'll do our very best to get you there as quickly as possible. Looks like there's going to be a little bit of turbulence in the descent as we cross the Rocky Mountains as we predicted way back in Atlanta there. So the seatbelt sign is going to remain on for the duration of the flight. Good news is, once we're further the ridge line, the weather is nice down there, clear skies, good visibility at the airport, light winds out of the south, and it's about 73 degrees in the airport. Once again, thanks very much for choosing Delta tonight. I hope at least you enjoy your time with this crew, and the next time you think about air travel, you'll give us another opportunity to do better and serve you. Thanks very much for flying with us. I'd like to ask our flight attendants to please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Shortly after that, we began our approach from the northeast of the Salt Lake City area so that we could get around some tall mountains to the east of the airport. We will be making an approach to runway 16 left, which calls for a left turn after the arrival procedure, and we talk to the approach controller who guides us straight into the runway before we contact the Salt Lake City Airport Control Tower. Did I like the A330-300? I did. Anytime I'm on a wide body, I feel like it's a big deal, especially when used on a domestic route. The majority of the flights in the US are being operated by mid-size airliners, so it's always a treat to fly in a heavy jet. What really impresses me is that the seat offers a lot of privacy because you're angled away from the aisle, so you really don't notice anyone passing by your seat, especially if you're looking at the TV monitor or out the window. The seat itself is very comfortable, and not only does it go lie flat, but you can angle it in a variety of different positions. For someone who just likes to sit up during a flight, it wasn't super important to me, but the privacy was something I really liked. The biggest issue I had was the seat not being up against the window. When you fly in a Delta 767 or A350, seating is staggered, and every other seat is up against the window, so you can choose a seat where you don't have to stretch to look out. Even the seats in the middle section on this aircraft are angled inward, which reduces aisle interaction, but you're not going to find me in a seat with no windows at all. For me, I say, what's the point of flying if you can't see out the window? We're about to land on the 12,002-foot-long runway 16 left. This means a longer taxi to our gate today because we'll have to taxi around some construction areas. Eventually, the construction will be done and the taxi route will be more direct to the gate, but the terminal is still expanding. This not only makes our taxi time longer, but pushes back our ETA even further on this already delayed flight. What I didn't tell you is that I had a connecting flight and needed to be in a lot earlier than this to make my connection, so I missed my connection. But this was the fault of Delta, so they put me up in a hotel for free and rebooked me on the first flight out the next day. Only passengers going to 5 connecting destinations had a chance to make it.
If you are going to misconnect, we've got a help center ready for all of you just by gate A15, so find your way to A15 if you're going to misconnect. But again, those traveling Fresno, Reno, Oakland, Anchorage, Billings, we do have at least an opportunity if you can get going quickly.
Well, I am now in Salt Lake City. I landed here pretty late at night, had about an hour delay coming in from Atlanta. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe.